The State of Crypto is presented by Tron, connecting the world to the power of cryptocurrency.
A new report by the French Central Bank, yes, it still exists, is outlining some potential new guidelines for DeFi. Joining us now to discuss is CoinDesk Global Policy and Regulation Managing Editor Nick Day, who is also the editor of CoinDesk's absolute, positively must-read State of Crypto newsletter. Good morning, Nick.
Hey, good morning.
So what is my country doing, or my ancestral country doing? What are they trying to do with crypto laws to make it more difficult, perhaps, for DeFi?
Well, really, it's more of a kind of a report assessing concerns that the government might have with certain DeFi products. Very similar, in fact, to the U.S. report, which came out last week. The French report looks at concerns, around money laundering and other crimes, looks at some of the products that are offered on DeFi services. So looking at, some of the leverage products. It's a consultation open for the next month or so. So, general public, I believe, has a chance to weigh in and provide feedback. But it's really looking more at, some of these products and issues around DeFi companies and DeFi entities and saying, hey, maybe they should follow some laws. There is a little bit about, extending the markets and crypto assets law when it comes into effect towards DeFi as well. Obviously, that's not happening yet. That's happening soon. But it's just generally, a lot of concerns that we've seen from other countries about just how DeFi is kind of wiggling through certain gaps in money laundering and other criminal activity rules.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, some of the suggestions include potentially turning DeFi into, they have to incorporate. I mean, I know the French love their bureaucracy, but come on. I mean, this is kind of the ultimate, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a suggestion that, it'd be good if DeFi, entities, products were to try and incorporate, some of these laws and regulations into their actual, framework, into the actual code underlying this these products.
Nick, if you could just zoom out a bit for us. I just want to go back to last year when I was in Paris, in France, and the FATF is there, of course, but Binance was holding a summit. CZ was taking pictures with the French president. Then you have this DeFi regulation. At that time, there was this report that we'd come out with also based on what French regulators and authorities had said, that France is going to be like a hub, or Paris is going to be a hub in Europe for crypto. And then you have this that's happening. Is this a bit of a U-turn from France? And keeping in mind the fact that next week lawmakers in the EU are due to vote on the markets in crypto assets regulation, also known as MiCA expectations. What is it that you're really thinking? What's going on in France? Did they go too far and now they're turning back? What's going on?
I don't know if I'd call it a U-turn necessarily. I think it's, we're seeing a lot of regulators around the world, become really concerned with just how crypto products and entities are affecting their citizens after last year's collapses. In particular, FTX was not just a U.S. entity that fell apart. It was a global entity. Its collapse affected its subsidiaries around the world. I think there's a lot of concern about that. There's also some, I think fairly on-point concerns about just how DeFi products might be used for, criminal activity. There's a provision in this report that addresses, code and security concerns. And we've seen DeFi products get hacked, what was it, every other week or something like that for a while. I think there's some genuine concerns. And, obviously regulators are still trying to figure out just how exactly to address these concerns when it comes to decentralized entities and products, which DeFi products generally could be. It's really, I think, a matter of trying to figure out how to, marry these concerns, which I think are fairly legitimate, to what exactly it is DeFi entities are trying to do. The report says, here's how they think they should do it. But again, it's a consultation. It's open till May, mid-May. So it's not like this is a, end all be all final. Okay, yeah, you have to incorporate all these things right now. It's more, it's the central bank saying, okay, well, here's what we're thinking right now.
All right. Yeah, thanks. Thanks so much for that, Nick, giving the global perspective and telling us what's going on. That was CoinDesk Global Policy and Regulation Managing Editor, Nick Day, as always. Also, don't forget to sign up for the State of Crypto newsletter on CoinDesk.com.